You need to write about the functional area of two businesses. The two businesses we are going to use is the call centre. There's the video below this link, and we also watched it in class. And we're going to use Helsham Community College because obviously we know it really well. So the first thing you need to know is what the main functional areas are. Your teacher will have given you a booklet about this. If you haven't got it, please ask. There's also a link below this video which shows you another way of finding out about it. However, the main functional areas are sales, so they're generating sales for an organisation. Marketing, they're in charge of doing research, market research, targeting customers, designing adverts, promotions, etc. We have research and development. If I worked at Apple, there'd be an awful lot of research and development, designing new phones, etc. ICT keep all the systems running. They keep the computers running and make sure everything works perfectly. Human resources are in charge of getting people in, firing them when necessary, making redundant, dealing with ill health, that sort of stuff. Administration is doing the sort of general day-to-day paperwork to do with the business. Finance is sorting out how much money is coming in, how much money is going out, making sure the business makes a profit. Production, if we're in a factory, so like Cadbury's, big old production, making chocolate bars. And finally, we have customer service, people who answer the customer's queries. Now, those are the main functional areas. Check it out in your booklet, you'll get more detail, but that's what we're going to apply to the two businesses. So we're now going to look at the call centre and what their functional areas are. If you haven't seen the video, please watch the video, otherwise you really want to understand. So most people in the call centre are in sales. They are the people on the phones, they are generating the money for the business, they all have their targets on the board. So that's where the majority of their employees are. Marketing, getting in new clients, is really down to Nev in this business. He goes out and he finds new people, new approaches. So it's not a big department. If we're in Cadbury's, it would be a massive department, but it's just Nev. We have R&D, they don't do any research and development, so there is no department which does that. ICT, really important. If ICT goes down, no one can make a phone call, no one can do anything. So ICT is a crucial department for this business. Human resources, we've seen them standing up and singing Mr. Brightside. However, people need to advertise for that, people need to do the contracts, people need to let them go when they can't sell, deal with holiday and all those arrangements. So human resources, they have to get a lot of throughput in that business because people don't last very long. Administration, that's generally to do with the day-to-day paperwork of it. With this business, there is some, that's mainly done by the two PAs who work with Nev. Finance, there is a finance manager and they have two assistants. This job would be quite complicated because they're getting lots of money in. They have to pay commission to all the staff on sales when they meet it. They have to make sure they can pay all the bills. They don't know how much money they've got coming in. Realistically, they don't know how much money they've got going out. It'd be a very high stress job being the finance manager of Nev's business. Production, it's not a factory, there's no production. Customer service, they don't really have a customer service, but they do have something which is called a compliance department. The compliance department checks that everything that happens in the call centre is done within the law. So you can't say certain things on the phones, they listen into phone calls and they will call people out if they are behaving outside the law. As you know, there are certain rules about who can cold call you and stuff. So then we have to look at the functional areas at Helsham Community College. We don't have a sales department, we don't sell anything. I suppose we could say that perhaps it was Maggie downstairs selling a few pens and tickets and stuff, but it's not, you could say that, I suppose. Marketing. Our marketing is getting students to apply to this school. So it's our sixth form taster days, it's our year 7 taster days, and Miss Chamberlain is in charge of all of that. So just like the call centre, it's just one person doing it because it's not a big marketing affair. Research and development is thinking about new courses and stuff, and that is done by the senior leadership team. It's not a permanent thing because it doesn't matter all the time. It's something they do as part of their job. ICT, we have Mr. White and Ewan, and they keep our systems running. If our computer systems pack up, yes, it's a pain, but it's not like the call centre. We can still carry on, get textbooks out, do a bit of colouring, whatever. Human resources. Human resources at the school, when a teacher's off sick, we have to have a supply teacher in. So they spend a lot of their time making sure that supply teachers are in, that lessons are covered, because we have a duty of care for that. They're also in charge of recruiting staff, so they'll place adverts in various places. They will plan the interviews. They will deal with any sickness. They will deal with any problems staff have, redundancy or sacking of staff. The administration, there's quite a lot of this in the school. It's the people who work in the office and read graphics and stuff. Because we are a school, there's a lot of paperwork and admin to make sure that everything's done properly and kept secret. So we have a lot of people working in the offices. Finance, a smaller area, we have 3 people. Their role is to make sure that staff are always paid, but we're always paid the same amount of money, so it's not a particularly difficult task. Call centre, much harder. We get given a load of money at the start of the year, so they're not trying to get money in, they're just making sure that we stick to the budget. So they are basically spending the money that the school has wisely over the year. That's why they have 3 people who are doing it, and Miss is, can't remember her name. Wilkinson is the lady who's in charge. And don't have any production, we don't produce anything apart from happy children. Customer service, oh no, you can just phone up Carolyn on reception and have a complaint. But what we do have, and what most of the school is the subject department. So we have maths, English, PE, business, etc. These are the main parts of the school's functional areas. Just like the call centre, they had sales, which was the main functional area. Subject departments are the main functional areas. And that is it.